Hello, hello. Let me know if I'm not blasting out your eardrums. I realized that my stream has been a bit quiet, so I tried to bump up the gain. And according to OBS, I am real peaky right now, but y'all let me know if I'm a little bit more hearable now. All right, I'm still getting set up a little bit, making sure my phone's on vibrate, and I'm gonna post that to my Discord in case anyone feels like hanging out. Tried a few. Hey, Defiant. Hey, Lethal Jelly Bean. How's it going? All right, let me go ahead and start the scene. I got a big reveal. I made a PNG tuber, and it's nothing super fancy, but just to get familiar with how to make a PNG tuber, I made this little me here at the bottom drawing. Glad to hear it's going okay, Defiant. Thanks. Let's see. I did one other thing today. We're gonna see how well that works. I think it might help for if I cut these videos up into VODs to show tutorial or process. But I have a little screen recorder. Yeah, it shows up. Okay, cool. Cool beans. What else did I do? What else have I been up to? We've got. It looks up. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I just kind of felt a little. At first, I modeled her where she's just looking at the tablet the whole time. I was like, it just feels like the audience is kind of an after effect to this whole thing. I should at least be looking at the camera if I can. So figured out how to do that. Yeah, what I've been doing since yesterday, I went ahead and did the really fun and very entertaining, and I love doing this every time, process of unwrapping the model. But she's unwrapped now, so we don't have to suffer through that together. And that means her images are ready to be made, or like her textures are ready to be done. So just to explain that process a little bit for later is just taking, say, like everything on this selected area and laying it out flat so that I can put a drawing underneath it, and that drawing will then show up over here on the model. That's all it is. And now that she's all unwrapped, I'm going to get out my little handy dandy recipe card for how to Ucupaint and start making what I saw in the previous video, which was the video that I mentioned last time in the previous stream, where somebody has a live update add-on. I think it's just called live update, that can feed anything from Clip Studio to Blender just as soon as you save it. You don't have to like refresh Blender, it does it for you. So that should speed that up and also allow me to use my Clip Studio paint brushes. So let's get that set up to work in UV Editor. Okay, I'm following a recipe card. We're going to follow it along together. In the UV Editor, make a new image, drop down, choose color grid. New, I'm going to say texture one, or Guinevere texture, probably. Make her 2048. Generated type. We're going to choose color grid just to see how good a job I did or not. And just to see this in action, I'm going to jump over to the material view and make sure she's assigned her texture. I think that might be a little bit later on, but because Ucupaint can generate and then I think also assign the texture. Yes, we don't actually want to assign the texture for now, I believe. Okay, just going to make sure all the faces are selected. Click UV, export UV layout, save image first. As I'll call it color grid. One of your color grid first. Save it there. Bam. And then with all the faces selected, we will UV export UV layout UV. Export UV layout, very last thing on the list. Okay. And I'll just call it Guinevere UV layout. I think this is just going to be a layer that we import into our drawing layer that later that helps me follow what I'm doing. Do I want to select all UVs in this mesh, not just visible? No, just the visible ones. Tiles, no, I think everything else is good. Set fill opacity to nothing. We just want to know where the edges are when we import this into our Clip Studio. Export UV layout. And I'm going to open my File Explorer and just make sure that it did it, because I trust nothing. Where did I put it? Excellent. You can't see anything, but there's lines here. Our UV is exported in a way that I can just drag it into a drawing program. As a man who works in IT for a living, not trusting anything is very valid. A healthy amount of distrust for tech. I have a healthy amount of distrust for tech because, like, I think I personally have gremlins. And if I don't check it, it's always skipped or forgotten or saved on top of something else or some other cursed thing. So I'm traumatized by my experiences with losing progress. Let's see, what was the next step in the recipe card? Just to let you know, my recipe card is just, I watch tutorials and then I write them down in step orders that I can follow. So I can skip some of the stuff that I already know how to do or things I don't need. So if y'all want to screenshot and follow along, here is my little recipe card for what we're going to do today. Okay. Scale this back down so I can see it. Okay, got that. Exported, pull both of those images in a clip, save them as a PS. Okay. I forgot this song was on my playlist. I've been on TikTok too much. Got that Flawed Mangoes surreal music video. And man, the guitar just weeps real nice. If anyone is hoping to listen, it's always a bring your own music stream. But that's what I'm listening to at the moment. Let's see. Didn't I have Clip Studio open already? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I'm gonna make a new image 2048 by 2048, 300 dpi. That looks right to me. Okay. And let's start importing our images. Her hair with those orange lines reminds me of Cheetos footballs they sell when the World/Europe Cup comes around. I have not a single idea what that is, so I'm going to look that up real quick. Cheetos, because what my mind tells me a Cheetos football looks like just inspires a lot of Cheeto dust on hands as somebody tries to hold a football made of Cheeto. That can't be right. Right? Tell me that's not right. Oh, okay. All right. That makes way more sense than you're right. It's a Europe Cup football, not a hand egg football. And actually Cheeto sized, not football sized. Okay, just these are the ones you're talking about, right? This makes way more sense than what I had in my head. All I can imagine is like, hey dude, pass me the controller. Like, hey dude, pass me the football. And he hands you just like an actual soccer ball sized Cheeto dust and all. You kick it and it just explodes. Cheese everywhere. What am I looking for? 2025. Okay. Guinevere. Color grid. UV layout. UV layout is what I think I want. Yes, that is what I want. So this helps me keep that in mind as I'm drawing. I am realizing that my version, my Linux version, I think, cannot release from the top of the screen politely. But will it let me do this in a way that I can? Okay, that's cool. Cool. There we go. Okay. And with that done, all right, there's too much going on for now, but we can quickly check. No, I want you to remember that I docked you when I do that. Dang it. Okay, fine. We'll just do it that way. We're just gonna switch entirely windows every time we flip back and forth between the two. That makes sense. That makes sense. Save image, put that image in the clip. Back in Ucupaint, click trash can to get rid of baked channel images. I think I skipped a step. Hey, Jojo. Thanks for dropping by. Hope things are going well. I did skip steps. That is what happened. Okay. Export the UV layout. Put those into clip. Material. Okay. We need to make sure our image is saved here. and it makes me save it according to the recipe card. And I'm only doing this because I don't think it can read CSP files, but it'll save it as a. God, I'm so disgusted to even say a, a Photoshop document. Oh, but don't break out into hives. Yeah, it's fine. It's telling me that because this hasn't been rasterized. It's just not going to keep that unless that box is ticked. But having it as a PSD will ensure that we can keep operating on separate layers and not a static image when we reopen it. So that's ready and saved. And also go ahead and import the color grid. Pull that under the UV layout and rasterize it and save all that. Okay. So back in Blender, under material, now we've set the material. Set the image to be the PSD file. I need to skip this song actually. Too distracting. Okay. I'm going to set the image to be well, hold on. I think it's here. Yeah. One of you is the image. I'm trying to like squint real hard. Show me the properties. Oh, okay. There we go. That's the PSD. Okay, I could have unwrapped it a little bit differently. This might not be the worst thing in the world, though. A lot of what's going to happen is going to be solid anyway. Ideally, this would have... this would be more in scale with like the little squares that you see here. These squares should be the same size. But they're not. I could correct them and then re-export the UV if we all want to suffer through that together. I don't think it would take me too long to do even. Hold on. No, grab by islands and grab them both. Oh, it's the image that's not being carried over right now. Just gonna put this little hair bit here. Okay. Did I like project from view or something? Is that why it's so warbly? It's in the same scale now, so I might be able to get away with it. Is there anything else that is just absolutely going to fight me? Oh man. Okay, yeah, I think so. I want to get rid of this bit here, I think, which is, let's try to find 3H. Here. No, here. You know what? No, I'm not going to care about that. I'm just not. A smarter Summer would have done this part when I was doing the unwrapping. But I am not that Summer right now. So. Okay. I'm going to re-export this UV layout. Mm-hmm. Did it maintain my settings? It did. Okay, good deal. And we'll pull that back into our document. Now, import, image, re-import the UV layout. And now her hair bit has a little bit more space to work with. And I'll go ahead and save this. Rasterize and save it. Okay. And let's see if live update is working. Which should be up here, I thought. Mm-hmm. That's masking. Is it still in there? Let's see. Yeah, auto reload. It's there. Okay. I believe I was seeing it appear somewhere that I could check it and change the time of it. It doesn't look like it's updating because it hasn't updated those yet. Let's ignore it for now and do a few more steps on the recipe card that will help me see. Ucupaint is material setup. Open color channel. and allow alpha. Gonna allow alpha. And that should do it for that part. Or I think that wasn't it, actually. It does it itself. Let me just undo that part. Okay. Going to go over here into Ucupaint. Do the material setup. Fold. Da, 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 da. Okay. So we now have the Ucupaint setup allowed. And that will plug into there. Set the layer to be our file. Bam. Open color channel here and allow alpha. That's where it was, I think. Yes, there it is. Edges. I'm going to say hide the image layer. Make a solid color layer. Click on the gear. Make a solid color layer. Click gear, set edge mask, bake it. First, let me make sure that this is set. That's something I can see. When this goes off, it's going to be hard for me to see. Weird to hear the word alpha this often without an insecure dude bro being involved somehow. No, my model is not an insecure dude bro. Just want to be able to draw holes in the model and them actually show up as holes. So alpha is in like no color. Only transparency. Okay, there's the big color channel. Hide the image layer. Did this edge detect? I guess it's just interesting how idiots have ruined this perfectly good word. And I think even the source of the use of the word for that has been so, like, it was because of a book some dude wrote about wolves, right? And then even he came out and was like, I was wrong. They're not operating as like alphas and omegas and whatever. You can tell I'm very in tune with the details of the story. I don't even remember the book or the author. Just that the whole thing was dumb. Is it edge detect? Ask edge detect solid color. I think that's it. Okay. Bake it, I guess. Bake channel to image. Which I guess I could do, but I thought I'd be able to see at least some of it. That's so weird. Mask edge detect solid color. Bake edge detect as image. Is it that I can't see the edges because of the radius? Mm-hmm. Well, I don't see anything. We're just going to trust the process and see if it works. Let's use our GPU for this. Turns out wolves only act like assholes if you stick a bunch of wolves who don't know each other in an enclosed space. So essentially what all these alpha dude bros are confessing to is how self-important they'd act if you stuck them in a cage. I don't think you have to stick them in a cage for them to act self-important. um, I think they just sort of assign themselves these roles, and then with a little bit of fake it till you make it, they try to become, the alpha. Yeah, that's true. Okay. Do I trust this to be right? I don't. I can't even see anything. So I'm just going to trust the recipe card and press OK and let it bake. And Blender's gonna freeze, and that's okay because it takes a while to do. Oh. Oh, I know what happened now. Can I set the radius back down? No. I messed up. Let's try this again. Just gonna undo that and see if it. Yep. Delete it. Okay, new. Try this again. New solid color layer, which is a really crazy color. Add edge detect the radius of 0.05 and multiply. And we're going to trust that it's still there. It just has to be baked. Not all channels. Just this one. 2048. Yeah. Wasn't this a little bit better? Did we try that before? Yeah, 2048, 32 GPU. It has everything where I need it. I'm going to run that again. Fingers crossed. That is way better. That is what we're hoping for. Kind of. But I'm realizing something. I think I need to shade smooth the model, and that might change some things, but that will be better in the long run. So, how do I see that? Object, Shade smooth. As I saw a lot of squares highlighted around everywhere, it's not actually what I want to have happen. Do I want to subsurf modify it? I don't think that's what we're going to want, but I'm going to try it just for a second. So I'm going to put subdivision surface, and that just kind of rounds things out a little. No, I don't think that's what I want. If I were modeling with this particularly in mind, like if I started with the subdivision surface, this would have been fine, I think. But for now, no, we're going to go just shade smooth and lean into the little bit of over edginess. I'm going to delete that. We're going to do this one more time. But repetition is practice. So why don't I just do this part? Can I just do this part? Yeah. Just tighten up those images a little bit better, or those edges a little bit better. So I don't cut myself on them. And I think that's what we want. And turn this part off. Okay, and then we freeze the program. And now we have something that's a lot better that we're after. I just want to save this image, but I got to remember how to do that. Where is that happening at? I guess that's here. Yeah, material mask edge detect. So we'll save it through there, I think. Save as. Edges, Guinevere edges. And drag that into our Clip Studio. Oh no, where's my alpha stuff? I didn't do that as intended, so I think I'm going to skip this step for now. Because I think we fussed with it for long enough. I'm going to leave myself a little asterisk on the edges part of my recipe card. So I know to go back and look up what it is that is working and is not working about that. Okay. All that said, let me save this and see if it updates finally. Doesn't look like it's updating automatically. I gotta make sure that that works. I'm gonna save this and open my little box here because this is where I was testing it on before. Stream, and here it worked. I don't see it here either though. Or in texture paint mode. It's not going to be those. I wonder if I restart Blender if it'll do it. That updated. Is it because I reopened it though? Because yeah, this is... We'll test it real quick. And over here, within 5 seconds, if it's working, it should appear red. All right, so it's not working, and I'm not sure why. Okay, I'm closing this. We're just going to reopen it. Yeah, the extension is not there. It should show up as a clock with the letters A and R beside it. I told you, I got gremlins. Oh, oh, has it been there this whole time and I've just been blind? It's up here. It's not here. No. And it was turned off by default when you start up in that. Mm. I have some feedback. I have, I have some notes. A suggestion, perhaps. Um, why is it off by default? Okay. With our newly located add-on that is now turned on and functioning, we hope. We're going to test it again. See? And now it works perfectly. I can't trust nothing. But now that this is done, I can start drawing in my textures. Just going to get her into position. And open my program and start drawing. It only took us 45 minutes to get set up, but here we are. Now I'm just trying to remember what all of these islands were. This was hair. This was definitely hair. Okay. This was the face, I think. I think this was all hair. Just gonna test it. Okay. Correct. Perfect. Oh no, don't crash. No. No, don't rip the screen. Please. Okay. Let's get that little bit of gold done. I'll keep these on separate layers. And I think it's in here somewhere. Ballpark of, there you go. The white bracelets are probably over here. Let me just grab the skin color and lean it a bit more white, but not perfectly. Oh, wrong ones. Wrong bracelets. Let's see. Which one is it? Here? Well, it's part of it. Is it all four of those? Because that's way too much space for that. It is. You know what? That's fine. I'm going to leave it. It's all part of the learning process. Next time, I will unpack my UVs a little bit better. But I'm not going to unbake the entire cake just to fix these bracelets. There we go. And that dress color does not stand out enough to me from the skin color, but we're going to try it. Yeah, see how close it is? There. I'll make sure to keep this stuff on a separate layer. Your dress color. Alrighty, that part's saved. And the back of the dress. I think this is the back of the dress. Yep. Okay. And these little details we can start laying down in just a moment. Oh, I forgot to do that little skirt bump. Okay, that's the skirt bump, I think. I would love it ever so much if I could just do this. And I'll do it manually if I have to. I want to keep all of it visible all the time. Everything, all the time. Let's try to get this little blue stripe in the area that we want it. I think it's going to be here. I'm in the wrong layer. Here. Yeah, kind of there. Can you tell I've been avoiding the face? Guess I'll try it. Try to at least, this is going to require a whole folder, I know. Honestly, the face needs to be its own thing in case I decide to animate it. But I'm not gonna animate the face. This is not gonna be an animated model. This is for practice. So I'm just gonna slap it on the same texture. Let's try to find out where the eyes are. Not there. That's probably a better way of finding it. KC to JD. KC to JD. KC. KC to JD. Yes. Okay. That means some of these are probably hair. So let me go ahead and find out where the hairline is. HG to GF. HG, GF. This is all hair. These purple E's, probably also hair. And leave EG, DG, FF, EF. These are probably going to be skin with maybe a touch of hair here, I think. E is going to be where the neckline is. I should have rotated these UVs so I didn't have to think about this. Nope, wrong side. Okay. And a little further forward. Alrighty, getting closer. And I think this is all top of the head. Yep. Okay. Hmm. This should make a more perfect circle, but I'm not sure how. I think I'm gonna have to push the hairline back. Wrong side. That's pretty close. Ta-da! All done. I'm not done. I'm just trying to find something different to listen to for a second. Okay. This method is for people that have good UV unwrapping skills. The edges of my eyes are going to go into another plane of UVs. Mm-hmm. Okay, got the nose. How well can you draw a perfect circle? Because I cannot. I can't even get the right color. There we go. Okay, that's a little bit better. Okay, it's a bit warped. I think if it comes down to it, then I can just do this solely in Blender and just stick to their brushes and save the Clip Studio workflow for when I know a little bit better how to unwrap my models, because I cannot hand draw eyes in multiple places at correct orientations, and I was not thinking about that, so lessons learned. So do I want to save it and just switch back now? Any changes I make aren't going to be saved down correctly. I don't know if it's going to affect the layers or add a layer if I do that. If I can at least get more of the dress details in the right place, and maybe the hair decor, I can stop it there and then just do the rest in Blender, like polish the image as a single layer image in Blender. So that might be the way forward here. Okay. I kind of already have it, right? Give me a moment here. I'm going to experiment. Well, first things first, turn that edge layer off. It should end here, actually, like that. Just a very open shoulder thing going on. Okay. It's not ideal, but suitable for now. Little marks here. Just gonna imagine a back line out of thin air because I didn't think about it. Yeah, I can freehand a diamond on a 3D shape. What about it? No, I can't. I really can't. Oh, I can fuss with that eternally, so I think I'm going to have to just put the shape in general down first and come back to it later. This is the part. This is the part exactly where I was really hoping to do this in Clip Studio Paint with like some of my pattern brushes. Because I have some sparkle stamps that I'd be like, easy peasy, one click done. But no, I'm gonna draw it manually. Now if I just refresh the Clip Studio file, will it still work? No. Maybe I can import it. I have been betrayed. Maybe I can save a copy of this out from in here. Okay, I can just save it out from here. I think we'll be okay. Yeah, here we go. We'll open that instead. Which means in here, I need to switch your texture out. I don't think I actually have to switch it. It's done in here. Right. Okay. When did this compression start happening? That's okay. We can probably do it from in here. See how much faster that was? Oh my god. It's so compressed. It is from the top. All right, I think that's as far as I'm willing to take this for a good practice round. Here's my light details. There you are. Ta-da! It is definitely rough around the edges. I think this was a good project just to get more familiar and repeat the tools a bit more and get used to doing it. So hopefully next time we visit Ucupaint, maybe we can try something a little more painterly. I think maybe if we start with like some simple shapes like fruit, then I can really start refining on it. But this is a fun little fan art. Yeah, thank you for coming, hanging out, checking out my little Guinevere fan art. And maybe tomorrow when I stream, we can do something different. We can play around with making a little PNG tuber, which I think would be a nice little refreshing break from Blender to ease the strain on my brain. And yeah, maybe we'll make another little character or try to involve some more mouth sounds, because right now my little PNG tuber, all she does is open and close her mouth, but I think there's a way to include mouth shapes. I just haven't figured it out yet. But yeah, let's see if we can make a little PNG tuber, understand some shape keys, and yeah. Hope you'll have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you probably same time tomorrow.